Hi, good morning. I'm going to show you my best way of multiplying, I think, big numbers and decimal numbers. So if, for example, you had 365 times 240, with what we've been doing so far, that's quite a tricky one to do. You can't do it with your hands because we've got something a bit harder. Doing that with the Chinese multiplication way could get a bit messy. And the old-fashioned way where you put a couple of noughts in always gets a bit confusing. So this is called Napier's bones, or the ski soap method. So you put 365 at the top here. It's like people do use columns. I don't like it because they get the tens, they miss the tens out. But so you put that in the top or the bottom or the side, it doesn't matter, and 240 down the side here. The next thing, the reason I call it ski slope method, is you have to have some diagonal lines. So going through each of your boxes, and when you draw it sometimes it's a bit tricky, which is why I thought I'd show you how I do this bit. Okay, and then all you need to do is know how to multiply the two numbers and put them in this square here type thing. So what we're looking for is 5 times 2 is 10, so you put 1 and a 0. 2 times 6 is 12, 10's go on the top, 2 units go on the bottom, 2 3s is 6, so there's no 10s, 6 units. And carry on. 20, 6 4s are 24, 3 4s are 12. 0 times anything is 0. That will always catch everyone out. Now the next bit is a little bit confusing, and this is why I'm going to do some highlighting, I'm hoping. Oh, it's all moved. So you'd add up diagonally. So we're going to add up the first one that I've coloured there, and that obviously is just a 0. Then we add up the next line. I'm going to hopefully get my, so the next diagonal would be this one, and that's also weirdly 0, which obviously it isn't always. Then the next diagonal, so we're going to add up all of these, so 2 and 4 is 6, and then the next diagonal I'm going to do in a grey, so I've got 1 2 2 2 0. So 6 and 1 is 7. Sorry about all my colours. And then we're going to have to go back to yellow again on this one. I've got 1 6 1. So that's 6 7 8. And then I've got a 0 at the top. So that's always the tricky bit, adding up diagonal. Then you just list them off where we were. And we've got 0 8 7 6 0 0, which is obviously 8 7 6 0 0. So that's the answer to the question. Please check it. But the best thing about this one is that if the question was actually 36.5 times 2.4, you could put in your decimal points onto our diagram after the event, or it doesn't matter because you ignore it, you would just do your normal multiplication even if you started off with that, and it doesn't really matter. Then you have to make your decimal points go along the black lines of your vertically and horizontally until they meet. So they have to meet. So they're meeting here, in the middle here. Okay, once they meet, they slide down the vertical line. Wherever it pops out, that's where you will put your decimal point. So I'm putting it between the 7 and the 6. So that is now my answer for this calculation. There are a couple of other ways for you to make sure that you're correct. For example, estimation. So if you would like to estimate, you've got 36 going on 37, but actually 36.5 is probably goes to 40. 2.4 is 2. So estimation uses one significant figure, so the biggest number, the biggest significant figure. So that gives you around 80, and yes, your answer is around 80. It's 87.6, so that says it's good. The other way, which people that don't really get maths don't like this one at all, but you count how many places there are after the decimal point in your two questions, or the two numbers. There are 3, so you would go back 3 and then put in your decimal point. So if you don't like that, please go with the estimation, because estimation, which is one significant figure only. So 37 wouldn't help you with a multiplication because that's hard. You need to go for one significant figure, so the biggest number, and make it the closest, round it to the closest it is. If that had been 34, you would have gone to 30, but it's 36, so you go up to 40. And then that helps us with get an idea of the size of the number that the correct answer is. Hope you like that. Thank you.